Good afternoon and welcome to the second part of our post-game press conference for today's NCAA Division III Men's Lacrosse Championship. Joining us today from Stevenson are head coach Paul Cantabine, student athletes Nick Rossi, Mark Pannington, and Tyler Reed. Once again, we'll begin with an opening statement from Coach, followed by questions for the student athletes, and then questions for Coach. Once again, if you have a question, please wait for the microphone from Christina. Please state your name and media outlet, and please direct your question to a student athlete by name. So, Coach, we'll begin with this opening statement from you.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate you all being here. I just want to congratulate RIT and just a tremendous year. They're an unbelievable team with some great talent, and they showed a lot of character today in the way they played. And so I think Coach Kuhn's a great guy, and it's not going to take us long to see him again because we open the season with him next year. So, so that'd be pretty interesting. But I also want to thank everybody from Stevenson University that helped us get here. You know, President Manning and Tim Campbell and Brad Adams and Mark Hergen and everybody who put everything on for this weekend. It's an unbelievable community of people and what they do to help us get here and the logistics, and it's just a real special place. I feel like I'm one of the luckiest guys in the world to have the best job in the world, and in that, and so I just can't thank them enough for everything they've done, and especially my team, especially in the end there where I thought it might have cost us a little bit. They're just a great bunch of kids. The character is unbelievable, and these guys show every day, come out to practice, and to get this job done and just a crazy game is unbelievable, and it's a testament to them and their character of what they were able to do today, and I thank them, and again, congratulations RIT, and just a tremendous year.
If you hold on just 1 second, I have a slight technical difficulty here.
So you want me to repeat that all again?
Yeah, please.
Mike from Lax.com. For all three of you guys, what was the mood going into that fourth quarter after a really well-played third quarter by RIT?
I'll start. When we started the fourth quarter there, I just was trying to tell everyone, and Coach was trying to tell everyone to stay calm. We've been in this situation before, and towards the end of the year, we've kind of excelled in those situations, keeping our composure and making plays when we needed to make plays. And that's just something that Coach has stressed all year, and I thought we did that again today.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely did make a great run in the third quarter after halftime, and we knew that was going to happen. I knew we knew that both teams were going to go on their own separate runs here in the game, and this game was definitely up and down. But I think we just rallied up and really showed some heart there in the fourth quarter, and just showed how much we wanted this one today. So.
Yeah, and to go off what they said, you know, we've been in that position before, and against Washington College, we right at the beginning of the tournament, we put ourselves in a bad hole. And, you know, it comes down to heart, and it comes down to doing the little things. And, you know, I think that the one thing that we did, we knew it was our time, and we knew we all had to play and make smart plays, and somebody was going to have to make a big play. And, you know, we just went out there and we played as a team. And our biggest thing this year has been family. And I think that, you know, that attests to the fact that we play like a family out there.
Tom Pease from PhillyLacrosse.com. Guys, just talk about what it means to you guys to be the first team to bring a championship home to Stevenson.
I mean, that's something that I've personally dreamed about since I was a kid, and ever since I started playing lacrosse was winning this national championship. But I think it makes it that much better that this is Stevenson's first one, and first one for Coach as a head coach. And I mean, we're all really excited about it, and extremely proud of everybody on the team.
I mean, just a testament to all the hard work that has come even before us. You know, players on the other teams, Evan Douglas, Kyle Moffitt, Richie Ford, guys like that built this program. Without them, we're not here today.
And I think to go off of that, you know, the guys have worked so hard, and I'm pretty sure we've practiced more than 100 days this year, and you know, every day going out there, you know, sometimes, you know, it gets tough. You get into kind of a routine, but you know, we were looking forward to practicing every day, and that was the biggest thing. We wanted to be out there. You know, some people might complain, some people might go through the motions, but we would get into that locker room and it was strictly business. And I think these guys can also, you know, go along with it and say, you know, it's a great feeling to be the first team at school to bring something like this back. and also to be a part of a school that's growing like it is. It's a great time at Stevenson, that's for sure.
Gary Lambrecht, Lacrosse Magazine. Tyler, can you talk about just this game, which seemed like it was so uphill after that start? The face-off violation that led to a tough second quarter. 11 fouls. I mean, you're on the field, 2 men down to make your last stand. I mean, not exactly the way you draw it up, but talk about how you dragged it uphill like that and got this done.
Well, I was actually joking around with Coach coming in here about how I led the game in penalty minutes because I was serving a lot of penalties there.
Serving all my minutes.
Yeah, his minutes are face-off guys' minutes, but it came down to really, when you're put in a position to make a play, you got to make a play. And Dimitri Pakunis, I mean, kid came up with 3 saves within about 15 seconds, and he stole the show with, a minute 30 left. And the one thing with playoff, in any sport, when you got a player, that gets hot, it's hard to get something past that player. And Dimitri got hot through these playoffs, and we counted on him, and we needed him to make some plays, and the kid, made some plays.
Any more questions for the student athletes?
Christian Payne of SFMSports.net. Congratulations to you, Coach, and your entire program in the first championship. And my question is for you, Tyler. You scored a lot of big goals in your career, but you got the first goal here this afternoon to spark a great run in the first quarter. What was your team's mentality after halftime? You guys balanced that momentum, and how are you able to come away with it when it mattered the most?
I think that the one thing that we tried to stress a lot in the season, after the first half, especially during the beginning of our season, we would come out kind of flat. And, we kind of came up with the mentality of, every quarter it's 0-0. No matter if we're up or down, it's one goal at a time. And that's something that Nick specifically stressed a lot this year. We were down against WAC. We dug ourselves a hole. And, Nick was, composed and talking to us through it. And, one goal at a time. That was our mentality. And, you can't look too far ahead. You just got to play it out. And, another thing that we went through during these playoffs was, keeping everything eye level. And, out there today, a lot of the calls we couldn't control. And, at times we felt that calls weren't going our way. But, you can only control what is put in front of you. You can only control what you can do. So it was big for us to, get out there and, just control what we can control.
Coach Mike Barrett, Lax.com. Could you just explain the will of your team facing that adversity with all those penalty minutes that they were taking?
Well, I think that a lot of penalty minutes, but that's just the way they called it, but I think our guys have always showed great character, and a lot of those guys have learned that through our program and how to do that. I think we play in a lot of big games all year long with our schedule, and I think that we've handled it pretty well when put in really tough spots, and our kids are pretty tough and they can make big plays. Something we preach all the time is that when you're put in position to make a play, you got to make it. And these guys were put in some positions to make it and made the plays, and that's how we win games. I thought we played to win the game. We didn't play to lose the game. At 13-10, when things weren't really looking good for us in the fourth quarter, I thought they really, in the huddle, Pat Cannon's coming up to me, Coach, don't worry, we're going to get this. Don't worry. Mike Crow came out to me, Coach, don't worry, we're going to get this. It's in our hands. We can handle it. And one of the great parts about playing at Stevenson is that, we don't call a whole lot of plays. We just let our guys play within our formation, play within our sets, and a pure motion style offense, really. And those guys really just took it upon themselves to win this game. And I give them a lot of credit. And, we didn't handle that third quarter really well. I thought some adversity went to us. I didn't think we handled it well from the coaching staff to the players. We let them. Anytime you let a team go on a 7-1 run, you're not doing things the right way. And so we struggled there a little bit, but we handled it. We got in the fourth quarter, and I think our mentality, we were able to calm the guys down, calm the coaches down, and make the plays to win the game. And they did. That's exactly what we did.
Coach, you did have 11 penalties today, but you move on to the next number, and that's 12. So can you explain the motto, 12 feet tall?
You like that? Well, 12 feet tall is actually something that when you have some leaders at the Stevenson University like we do, especially President Manning, who leads from the top, he met with our guys throughout the course of the year and kind of worked with them with some things, and that's something he worked with them tall. And he's mostly like, if you're 12 feet tall, you can do anything. If you're on that field, you feel like you're 12 feet tall, you can do just about anything. And he wanted to give those guys that insight, and he worked a few games ago, meet with them. The guys really bought into it. Anything that the guys really buy into something that feels important to them, that was a 12 feet tall motto that they got, and we kind of embraced it. And the seniors really took it upon themselves. Hey, fellas, we're 12 feet tall. We can do anything if you put your mind to it. And when you're that big and everybody else, you can be successful. And those guys bought into that, and we ran with it. And then the seniors ran with it. And President Manning met with the team again today at our brunch at 11 o'clock and really reinforced all the things he did. And I think it really helped when you get into the fourth quarter and things aren't really going your way, and you've been outscored 12-4 in the second and third quarters, and you aren't doing too well. Mental toughness comes into it, and those guys really were able to channel their mental toughness and be able to be successful. And that's what it's all about. And it's a cool little thing. Anytime each year teams have those little logos, so I thought it was great, and the guys really lived up to it.
Congratulations, Paul.
Thank you.
Will Cleveland, Democrat and Chronicle. I'm an Irondequoit guy, so it's
Yeah,
kinda cool.
God's country.
Yeah, anyways. But, how does it feel to be the only Irondequoit guy of the three coaches this weekend to bring home a title?
I'm really proud of Rochester. One of the things is, and especially Irondequoit, when you're from a small town in upstate New York, and not a lot of people go to your high school, and lacrosse is the biggest thing. I'm really proud to be associated with those guys, and to bring one home from Irondequoit, and especially Coach Pratt, who was our high school coach, and what a great guy. He sent me a text yesterday, and I'm glad that he's had a big influence on my life. In a time when I was in high school and my dad wasn't around, my mom was trying to do it. He kept me in line. A guy that, hey, Paul, this is what you got to do, and he did a lot for me. It's a big reason I was able to go to Loyola College and get out of Rochester, which not a lot of people do, but and be successful. So it's great for. Unfortunately, the other ones weren't able to come home with titles, unfortunately. But Matt Kerwick's done a great job with Cornell, and Chris. This team had a great run, almost got back all the way in, and those guys are great representation of Irondequoit, and especially Rochester. And I think it's RIT even being here is great for Rochester. Great for that town and everything going on. That was great for Rochester for them to be here. So I'm proud to be an alumni of Rochester, especially Irondequoit, and happy to win it. And hopefully it does more for our town. Gives more publicity for them, which they really deserve, because I don't think they get enough credit for what a great lacrosse town Irondequoit is.
Hey, Coach. Is this how you dream it up at the beginning of the season, beating Salisbury 2 times in the season and then winning the championship? Is this how you see it every time you set the season every year?
Well, I kind of kid. There's actually pretty funny because I kind of kid with our women's basketball coach, Jackie Boswell. At the beginning of the year, we kind of do this little thing where you put all the W's next to the games you think you win and with games you think you lost. And then she hands it to me and goes, why don't you do one? I go, I put W's next to all of them because I never think I'm going to lose a game. I always go into that mentality. We're going to win all the games, and we're going to do everything we can to win a game all the time, so that I never think about losing. That's the worst part. We always think about winning the games and never concede that loss. And I think that's one of the things that this team does. They never concede the loss. They could have gave up at 13-10. They never concede anything. They never concede an inch to anybody. All right, you got us. I'm going to make the next play. We're going to make the next thing. And so that's kind of how we go about it. And, it's not how we dreamed it up. Obviously, we thought we were going to have a good year because we had a lot of guys returning from that 18-5 year last year. But when you lose Steve Bannock in the preseason, who's probably the best attackman in the country, and then you have to rely on some young guys but I thought we had good leadership throughout the year, and we learned a lot of lessons. And it was good to be able to score goals this year, where last year's goals kind of came by. But, we did it, and it's good to beat Salisbury twice, and it's good to be a great team like Lynchburg, who's outstanding twice, and some other games in Washington College. We had such a great season to beat them, and some of the other great wins we got. But we did lose. We did learn a lot from our losses. I thought we lost. From those losses that we had, especially the Roanoke game, we learned a lot about ourselves, about how to go about a game and to win in a tough situation. That's why it actually was really great that the game got changed from Stevenson to Roanoke, because it put us in a really unbelievable situation, hostile situation down there, and how to handle that. So I thought we learned a lot from that loss, actually, that probably helped us win this game.
Terry Foy inside Lacrosse. Coach Kuhn talked about how he felt like his team was a little tight, and coming out of the gate, maybe that contributed to they're falling into an early hole.
Right.
How do you attribute your team coming out hot and not being tight?
Well, we've always been, I think first quarter's been our best quarter all year. You know, we've outscored teams pretty regularly, got on teams pretty regularly 6-1, 5-1 after the first quarter all year. So our guys come ready to play. I think they do a great job staying loose early in games and going out playing. I think our defense does a great job of getting on guys. I think we're really long and lanky. If you're not used to how lanky and strong our guys are in the defensive end, it takes a little time getting used to. And I thought RIT, you know, it took a little time to get used to that, and we were able to get out and go. So, and then, you know, so I think we just do a good job out of the gate getting our guys ready in the first quarter especially.